Good evening.
How are y'all doing?
Doing all right. Just feeling a little under the weather. How you doing tonight?
I'm all right. Just had a busy day.
Been a
So
busy
tonight,
night. Me too.
while he's sharing this out, we are reviewing or previewing the PLE Pay-Per-View tomorrow,
Night of Champions.
Night of Champions,
Although there's a lot of people saying that this should not be called Night of Champions.
due to the lack of championship matches.
Yeah, we got 6 matches. This thing is tomorrow. Actually, the countdown show is just a little over 12 hours from now. Um, 6 matches, 2 championship matches, but there are 2 tournament finals for the King and Queen of the Ring. Um, then you have a singles match and a street fight match. So I can get with people not wanting this, people thinking this should not be called Night of Champions because there's only 2 actual championship matches. So I can get behind that.
Well, I think um, you got one problem with the women's tag team titles now, kind of disarray because of Liv Morgan's injury from the other day.
Hi, Chris.
Hey, Chris. Like a night. Yeah, that's well. Yeah, well, not there. It'll be night. It'll just be daytime for us. So
Yeah, yeah, it'll be nighttime for the. Well, actually, no. Um,
it'll be midday, or probably starting around 4 or 5.
let's see. Saudi Arabia time zone. It is 4:37 over there right now. So that is 7 hours ahead. So they will start. The countdown show starts at 5 there. The event starts at 6. So technically, it'll be night for them, but the sun will still be up for probably most of the event.
Oh well, I mean, you live in the desert, so
Yeah. So valid point there with the lack of night, but yeah, Arabian Standard Time they are 4:38 right now. So yeah, okay. So we're gonna run through this really quick because I took some cold medicine that's going to put me to sleep. Um,
Might make you sleep good.
yeah, because it put me to sleep real good last night.
What is it, NyQuil?
Yeah. Penn State right
Valiant,
going through some.
Valiant 4. Is
I
it?
don't know
Somebody
anything
new.
about that.
Somebody new. Well, it's better than being a dumbass. Talking about Chris, he said I'm just being a smartass. So,
Oh, yeah. Well, that's Chris for you. Okay, so Night of Champions is going to be in the Kingdom Arena in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. So this is a smaller venue from what they usually do. The capacity is 26,000 people. They just built it a couple years ago.
hmm
So tonight's SmackDown was the first WWE event there, and Night of Champions will be the second. So this is the first time that they've had wrestling there.
Okay. Briefly looking at what was going on in SmackDown tonight, I saw where CM Punk is confronting John Cena. Uh, I saw a little clip. I didn't get to watch it, but it looked like Punk has a Cubs shirt on and he's got a some chain and all. I guess he's kind of doing the old thugonomics Cena. Uh,
Punkonomics.
yeah, Punkonomics. So
He also had Punk Life on his number.
really, I'm about to really watch that. That's gonna be
He,
entertaining.
I listened to the whole rap sequence that he did. He actually did pretty good.
Oh, he did a rap. Okay.
Yeah, he did. It it wasn't
Cena.
fluid like John would do, but he didn't do too bad. He cooked them, that's for sure.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, he
That's
got
gonna be
them good.
good. Well, let's get right into this before you go to sleep. First match we're going to review is Sami Zayn and Karrion Cross. I think predictions should be in order as well on this.
Ooh.
Um,
So if we're gonna do, if we're gonna try to predict the order of this, uh, wow.
I don't know so much about the order. Um, I'm just thinking about the matches themselves. Of course, you know the main event's going to be CM Punk and John Cena.
Yeah, yeah. They
Well,
last match, and I'm sure that um, Orton and Cody will be the second to last match.
what you think the women will come out first?
Probably Rhea and Raquel.
I think they'll probably go first.
Yeah,
They'll really get that street fight will really get the crowd into it.
yeah. They will probably come out first. Um,
I'm going to say on that match, Raquel is going to win with help from Perez. Um,
I'm thinking Rhea for the exact same reason that she will interfere, but her interference is going to backfire, and Rhea will get the win.
I think that I think they're going to start building since Liv is out for a short period of time. You know, 3, 4 months at most.
Won't be a short period of time. She'll be out for several months.
Um, I think that they're going to move Perez in there with the women's tag team um, in
And
place of Morgan, and then when she
Rhea's going to win because Roxanne will interfere. It'll backfire. Rhea wins, and WWE slides Roxanne into Liv's place, and already there's going to be that dissension between the two. So that's going to make for a very interesting title reign.
No, Chris is going to want Rhea as well, so
Yeah.
I'm going to be at odds on this one. But anyway,
Well, what I'm curious to see is, yeah, they're going to be in the ring, outside the ring. They'll probably be up on the stage. But I'm really curious to see if they will go out into the crowd.
because it's in Saudi.
Yes. If it was anywhere else, being out in the crowd would be nothing. But I'm very curious to see if they will go out into this crowd.
Who knows? I guess we'll find out tomorrow morning.
Yes, we will.
I think this old Perez and Raquel being, if they do move her into the tag team spot, I see possibly some tension building up for Liv coming back, and Dom's going to be in the middle of it again because he's, with the whole chicken nuggets and back rubs and stuff, he's gonna get his ass in trouble again.
Oh, Dominic, how do you get yourself into these situations?
And I see her coming back, and as soon as she pops in, it's going to be a big pop, and she's going to go right after Perez. She's going to go and just beat the snot out of her for the whole chicken nuggets and the back rubs that she's going to wind up giving.
She just might. So now it's gonna be the question of, okay, if she comes back, does she become face? And if she does, will Dominic turn face?
That'd be a good time for it to happen.
Yeah, because there's already that tent, because you got Liv and Roxanne,
Mm-hmm.
and we've been having Dominic and Finn for the past several months. So if he's going to turn face, that would be the time to do it when Liv comes back, because people are going to be cheering for her.
Right.
Yeah. And if that does happen, will Raquel turn face?
Time will tell on that one.
Yes, it will. The next match I think that will follow will probably be Jacob and Solo.
Okay. I'm gonna go with Jacob on this.
Same here.
I don't see him losing the title anytime soon. Now it could go disqualification. He keeps it. Any number of things could happen here.
I'm curious because more than likely JC will be out there with Solo. And after what just happened on SmackDown, we may see Jimmy with Jacob. Maybe not in the beginning, but he may come out at some point during the match.
Right. That happened on Raw the other night?
No, just tonight.
Oh, it happened tonight?
Yeah.
I saw
I think it was Jimmy versus JC. Then Solo got into it, and then Jacob came out.
Okay. It was vice versa the other night. Jacob was getting beat down by Solo and JC, and then Jay Jimmy come out and helped him out
on that one. Yeah, I'm drawing a blank on that one.
I guess it happened on Raw.
I don't know.
Watched Raw.
Well, let's see here.
So them two were in the ring together, and they were kind of not staring each other down, but they were in the ring together, but they were like separate and just kind of looking at each other. And when they went Solo and his little group out.
Let's see here. Oh, looks like there's a new clip up here. R-Truth demands Nick Aldis brings him John Cena, and somehow Adam Pearce is in the middle of it.
I don't think the R Truth and Cena thing is over yet.
I still say that R-Truth John Cena needs to wait until December. That R-Truth,
R Truth is. I feel that R Truth is going to take the title from him.
yeah,
That's what needs to happen.
I that's what I want to see. Okay, uh, Jimmy Uso helps Jacob Fatu last week. Oh, it was doing an interview segment. That's what it was. They were doing a promo. Uh,
Yeah,
Jacob comes out, and then Jimmy comes out. So that's what it was. That's why I was drawing a blank of a match last week because I couldn't remember a match. But yeah, it was doing a promo last week with
yeah.
Jimmy.
Solo come out and run his mouth and all that stuff.
So yeah, I think that Jacob will will win the match. Um, Probably, I'm going to guess pinfall, but JC will get involved. I'm pretty sure Jimmy will get involved, and who knows? We may even see Jay come out because they're talking about Jimmy and Jay getting back together as a tag team.
Man, he's got so much. Just I don't know. He's got so much crowd behind him.
I know, I know. Yeah, you might be right, Chris. You might be right. I was already tired to begin with. Then there's because I was thinking, oh man, I gotta wait until 9:30 to do this show here with Donald. Can I make it? And then I waited until 20 after to take the medicine, but I can already feel it in my eyes. Um,
Next match.
After that, I think they would do the women's Queen of the Ring. Because I think they're going to the smart money to me would be to save Sammy in the latter half of the show because Sammy is super over there.
Yeah,
So I think they would do Queen of the Ring after Jacob and Solo. Uh, I'm going to go with Jade on this one because it'll be Jade versus Asuka. Um, as much as I would love to see Asuka win this, because this will give her the chance to win everything in the women's division because
who
she's won everything else just about.
Oscar or
Asuka, yeah, because she's had the Raw's title, the SmackDown title, the Tag title. She's won the Rumble. She's won Money in the Bank. She's won the NXT title. The only things left are Queen of the Ring and the United States and Intercontinental title.
I'm going to go with Oscar
Oh yeah,
with interference.
from Naomi.
Yep.
Okay, that'd be interesting. I am thinking Jade will win so that she can go on to SummerSlam to face whoever, and she wins, and then Naomi come in and cashes in on her and takes the title.
That could be good.
Yeah, so that's why I'm thinking Jade.
That would make more storyline sense.
It does. Yeah. Because Oscar just came back. Um, doesn't really need to get into the world title division right away.
All right, I'm changing my pick. I'm going to do that.
Wow,
Makes
I actually converted him.
that makes good storyline sense.
And this will give Oscar a chance. Let's say give her a chance to go after Julia, who just won the United States title from Selena. I think that would be a good match. And for the life of me, I can't even think of who's got the Intercontinental title.
The women's intercontinental,
Yeah,
Becky.
Okay, Becky.
I saw a clip. I saw a clip the other day on Facebook of when debuted Becky Lynch in this green thing, and she was doing this little
The
dance. I'm like, oh
Irish
my
dance.
God, this is horrible. This is
Oh,
horrible.
she was terrible at it. But I can see why they did that.
Yeah, I mean she's from Ireland, green. So,
She's come a long way from that.
oh yeah, oh yeah. All right, we're gonna go see number
So
three, Sammy.
the next match would be Sammy and Carrion. I'm going Carrion on this one.
I'm going Carrion too. I think he's going to win, and they're just going to extend this. They're not going to have Sammy win it right out and then in this kind of feud thing. They're going to bring a dark side of Sammy out
Hmm.
in a few months.
Yeah, and I think the best way to bring the dark side out is because he didn't tap into that primal instinct tomorrow, and
Right.
Carrion's going to capitalize on it. Yeah, Riverdance. Boy, that Riverdance was hot when it first came out. Remember that?
Oh, I've seen all kind of videos with some crazy dancing stuff.
Yeah, but it was this one guy that was doing this river dance with like 20 or 30 people all in a row, and they were perfectly in sync with each other.
Oh yeah.
So, but yeah, I think that's what's going to happen is because Sammy doesn't capitalize on something, Carrion takes advantage of it, and then he's going to use that to taunt Sammy over the next few weeks before he finally does snap.
hmm And I would like to see them in a street fight.
That may happen at SummerSlam.
Seems his mask. Ill.
Wouldn't that be funny?
Who is that?
That was his gimmick in the Independence. He was El Generico.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he wore a mask, everything.
Oh,
That was his gimmick back in the Independence. He made his name off of that.
El Generico.
Yeah. Go look up El Generico versus Kevin Steen.
Okay.
They had numerous matches over the years while they were in the Independence.
Versus who? Eric.
Kevin Steen. Kevin Owens.
Okay. All right. Number 6.
Number 5.
No.
Number 5 will end up being Cody and Randy in the King of the Ring.
Hmm.
Now, this here is where I'm kind of torn. Um, I was actually expecting this to be Randy versus Jay. So I don't want to see Cody versus John again. But it seems like that's the direction they're going for SummerSlam. Personally, I would rather see Randy win this one because he made it all the way to the finals last year. And then Randy going back after Gunther at SummerSlam.
Yeah,
And giving Randy a chance to add that one extra world title to his resume to try to catch up with John.
quit hating on Cody.
Yeah. Uh, don't get me wrong. I like Cody. I really do. But he just is not the guy, I don't think. Now, I get it. He is selling merch is like number one or number two, selling merchandise consistently. He's doing all of these promotional things. I get it. He is the workhorse of WWE. I get that. But as far as what he does in the ring, and I just don't see it.
I like Cody. I like Jay. Um, I wish Jay would have kept the title, and I understand why they took the title away from him because they got to set up the Gunther and Goldberg match. Which, God, I hope it's good. I hope it's not a disaster. But I really see that as possibly happening. Another Undertaker Goldberg type match. It's just going
Well,
to turn
hope not.
horrible.
And that was years ago too.
Yeah.
But to be fair, the reason that was like that is because Goldberg smacked his head into the ring post. So from that point on, the match was shit.
Well,
So as long as they don't do that, I think that they'll probably have a decent match.
and I think Gunther will wind up winning, and
Yeah,
Goldberg will be done. That'll be
that,
his retirement match.
well, think of this, and this is something that people have speculated. Goldberg said this is his last match. Period. Win or lose, this is his last match. But think about this: Goldberg beats Gunther for the title, and then Seth Rollins comes in
To
and
cash
cashes
in on Goldberg,
on Goldberg.
that's a good little twist there.
Yeah,
I could see that happening,
I can see that too.
and he
And
would wind up. That'd be a real good cash in.
yeah,
Goldberg's done, and then you start Seth Rollins' new title reign with this uh, uh, faction with Hall.
I don't think they've come up with a name yet.
Dangerous Alliance.
Or the new alliance.
The new Dangerous Alliance.
Yeah, still waiting on Becky to join them.
Yeah, I think that's coming. I think that's coming, and I think Alexa's going to be joining the six. And God, I hope so because they're not doing anything with her.
Uh,
They're putting her in matches. They're putting her in big matches, but she's losing all of them. You got to do something with her besides. And it may be the fact that that's what she wants.
well,
You know,
I don't know what's going on with Alexa because she's not doing this thing here with Charlotte now.
well, I was thinking about this the other day. Excuse me. I was thinking about this the other day. It may be the fact that they're putting her out there because she came back. They signed the contract and all that. They got her in these big matches like this, and you're getting your hopes up of her win a title or whatever it may be. The fact that she may want to be there, but not a main player as far as title wise, because of wanting to spend not being tied down and having more time with her family and her kid,
I can see that.
where she's not as busy, as she would be if she had a title.
Let's see here. I'm looking her up. Okay, she's only 33 years old, so she's still young.
Right.
She's got plenty of time. She is a five-time world champion, so she's had plenty of titles. And then she's won the tag team championship three times, also Money in the Bank winner. Uh, I wouldn't mind seeing the Rumble added to that at some point, and we might. So maybe what they're doing here is just kind of like easing her back into a full time because she was out for 2 years.
Right.
So it'd be kind of hard to be out for 2 years and then just jump right back into it full time.
Right.
So maybe that's why we're seeing this on and off thing. But it's still good to see her back.
It is.
Um, so I'm going to go with Randy on this, the King of the Ring, mainly so that he can go after Gunther at SummerSlam, providing Goldberg doesn't beat him. But if Goldberg does beat him and Seth Rollins cashes in, then we could see Seth versus Randy.
True.
And, and they've had some good matches in the past.
The only way I see Randy beating Cody if there's some kind of outside interference or some kind of something else.
So how would you do interference with those two?
Somebody that's not in any way, shape, or form with Randy, but it's somebody that, like, say Seth comes in and does something to Cody.
Well, I know Seth did have a problem with Cody when he teamed up with. Well, everybody had a problem with Cody when he teamed up with Roman last year.
Right. Um, I don't think this is going to be a straight up win-win. There's going to be something that's going to go haywire in this match
Yeah,
and cause either Randy or Cody to lose. Oh man, much I hate to, I'm gonna go with Randy.
it's
I
not
like your
that always
storyline.
a face versus face match.
I like your storyline.
Yeah, but
I'm going.
there's just so many different directions they can go, especially on Randy's side of things.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Randy. Just on storyline.
Yeah,
I think Cody will win, but I'm five times, five times.
yeah, but I don't want to. I don't want to see Cody and John again. But logic states that Cody would be the one to beat John, but I
I'm
prefer,
with you. I want R-Truth to win.
I want R-Truth to win it too. He deserves it. He deserves it. Okay, final match: John Cena versus CM Punk. I think it's
Who's the pick? John Cena's gonna win
yeah, no question. Punk's gonna give him a run, that's for sure. But
Yeah,
I'm really curious to see if Punk is going to try to play mind games like what he did tonight. What if? Now this is just me going off the wall here. Do you remember the WrestleMania where Cena came out with like 50 Cenas?
honestly, I don't because that's a point in time when Daniel Bryan and Cena were like the big thing, uh, champions and all that. I wasn't watching. I quit watching during that whole Yes movement and Cena being the
Uh,
guy that was carrying the torch for
this
WWF.
before the Yes movement. Um, this actually might have been while you still weren't watching, but I know it was I think it was one of the earlier years. Two rows of John Cena's came out, and then once they all came out, they started doing this, and they kept doing this the entire time, and then John finally came out. Oh, which WrestleMania was that? It was an early one, like a late 2000s. I don't even remember which opponent it was. But what if CM Punk comes out to that?
That would be cool. You know,
Yeah,
it's that whole thugonomics thing. The genre, the thugonomics, and him and I was like, I just ain't my cup of tea. I ain't watching this nonsense.
and then Punk starts using John's moves against him, just like our Truth did.
That's going to wind up happening in the match, I'm sure.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure there will be some kind of interference.
There again, you could have Rollins and all them getting involved.
No,
Just be, uh,
Truth,
Paul, you
Truth.
think Truth will be back in again?
Yeah,
That would be good to keep him constantly popping in, being a thorn in Cena's side,
yeah.
just constantly, just like a dang
Well,
mosquito that won't go
so
away.
this, let's say Cody wins King of the Ring. He challenges Cena at SummerSlam, and our Truth comes out in that.
During SummerSlam,
Yeah, he involves himself into that match and winds up costing Cody the
Cody
title.
the match that could work.
Yeah,
Cody wouldn't lose, he'd still get his title shot. Everybody's thinking, he's going to wind up basically beating Cena. Doesn't, and then you're setting up for a later match with our Truth.
right. And I think as of right now, they are now past the halfway point of the 36 dates that John's doing.
Yeah,
So we're going to be seeing less and less of him in the
as we farther we go down.
yeah. So we probably won't see much. Well, no, because SummerSlam is the first weekend of August. That's just a little over a month away.
First weekend in August.
Yeah, the
So
second and
it'd be
third.
second and third.
So maybe we will see
That's
a
good
little
because
bit
that
more
following.
July.
I'm glad it's that weekend because that following weekend I got a karate tournament to go to.
So there's so many different ways they can do this, but I think that this is what's going to happen is that Ron is going to get involved until he gets that rematch, and that rematch will be the one in December.
And it would be good to have a match with them two being a no DQ type situation.
Yeah, it would need to be that. And then what if every person that Truth cost the championship? What if they all come out in that match and cause him to win the championship from John?
Hmm.
Wouldn't that be something?
That'd be something I'd rather see him have a couple things happen in the match, or Cena cheating or what have you, using the belt, whatever, and him still taking it and still beating Cena.
Yeah, but that's my prediction. Truth to be the one to beat Cena. He is the only person that makes sense.
Yeah,
Because if Cody wins, now to me it's going to be along the lines of, okay, they're shoving Cody down our throats.
so they're gonna do that anyway.
True. Although Cody did say that he thinks that he probably has one more year, but could possibly stretch it to three before he turns.
Yeah, I want to see him turn heel at some point in time.
Yeah, and he'll be very good at it.
Hmm.
Because let's face it, nobody likes people walking around in a suit all the time, especially if they got bleached blonde hair. Uh, but I'm still going Randy for King of the Ring, and um,
Cody.
no, John winning
It,
winning
yeah.
the title match.
Well, we're on the same page with all of them except the Rhea and um, except the Street Fighter.
Well, we agree that Roxanne's going to interfere.
Yes,
We agree on that. I just think that Rhea's going to win so that that can build the tension between Roxanne and Raquel. That's what I
I
think.
think she's going to interfere, and they're going to be on the same page. Then you got Liv coming back and trying to claim her spot back.
Yeah, that's going to be a good one to watch, and that's a shame because they were looking at having Liv and Dom versus Finn and Roxanne at one time. And they may still do that, but I think they were initially planning on doing that at SummerSlam. Um, but before SummerSlam, we have three events.
Saturday night's main event.
Saturday night's main event that will well actually that'll be the second one. The first one will be the Great American Bash, but it's going to be the same night.
Hmm.
Actually, it's all the same weekend. What a busy weekend that'll be.
Yeah.
So Saturday afternoon is Great American Bash for NXT. Um,
What day is that?
Saturday.
That's this Saturday.
Oh, July 12th.
Yeah.
That'll be, and that night will be Saturday night's main event, and then the next night will be Evolution.
That's you dinging, or is that me dinging?
Huh?
Is that you dinging or me dinging?
That's me.
Okay.
Um, people are still giving me birthday note wishes.
Yeah, we'll get them for a few more days yet.
Yeah. So for Evolution, we've already got one match set, and that is the NXT Women's Championship. JC Jane defending against Jordan Grace. I'm already calling Jordan to win that one. Saturday night's main event is so far the only match set is Gunther and Goldberg. And then, you know, four legendary wrestlers, but to me, Evolution did not make the kind of impact as a lot of the other factions did.
Well, back in the day when factions were there, it was not that often. You wouldn't use it often. Now you've had so many different factions for the past 20 years. You know, nothing stands out anymore.
Right. But here's the thing. Ric Flair, Triple H, Batista, and Randy Orton. Out of the four, Rick is the only one to not win two Rumbles. All the other guys have.
I can remember when Flair and Triple H turned on Batista. Uh, that was a good thing. That was a good. I enjoyed that.
When all of this was
And
happening
Batista.
with Evolution, I think that was when I wasn't watching wrestling. I think by the time I got back into it, they had already split up.
Batista was part of that whenever he still had the big back tattoo and it wasn't completed yet. He was still um,
The back
getting it
tattoo was
done.
just about the only thing that he had. He had that, a couple things on his arm, and then the thing around his belly button.
I saw him at a live event and he was just getting that back tattoo done.
Yeah.
It's funny. It's funny too. I saw a post a while back about somebody talking about they were at a live event and they just saw a match and it pretty much it was the same match as what was on TV and I was like, yeah, it's like it's what they do because I remember the event I was watching on Sunday night and matter of fact it was Evolution uh, and they were having the same match against the same people the next night and the ending was the same.
The
I
first
saw this.
the first notion that I got um, of seeing two wrestlers having the exact same match was in '93. Lex Luger versus Ludwig Borga. They did an event in Indianapolis. Dad and I went there. Then the next night they came up to Fort Wayne, and Dad and I went there again. No, Mom went with us too. So it was the three of us. And those two had the exact same match. And I remember thinking, what? So
This ain't real.
yeah, I think that was the first time the thought entered my head about the whole thing. So yeah,
This is fake.
um, and knowing, even though knowing what kind of a person the actual man of Ludwig Borga was, I still enjoyed seeing him as a wrestler.
Well, it's like the personality and the wrestler are two different things. Like I see a lot of stuff on Benoit because his somebody posted it. So many years ago, Benoit died. It's like he didn't die. He committed suicide and
Oh
he
yeah,
had
that was
money
like
and all that.
two days before my birthday
Uh-huh.
when that all happened.
Yeah, you know, Benoit was a phenomenal in ring performer, but it's all tarnished because of what he did.
It's all tarnished because of what he did, but what a lot of people are refusing to acknowledge is that when he did this, his brain was completely destroyed due to CTE. And I actually watched a movie called Concussion with Will Smith in it, and it is about the guy that coined the CTE name. Uh,
Hmm.
I don't know the exact. It's like cranial something. Um, because he was focusing on football players, and football players, a lot of them were killing themselves left and right. Uh, some of them killed their own families, much like what Chris Benoit did. And through analysis of the brain, they determined that their brains was much the same as what Chris Benoit's was.
They've taken so many hits it's causing brain damage.
Right. And the same thing with Chris because he did that diving headbutt off the top rope. Um, and he was extremely intense as a wrestler.
Hmm.
So I believe that he was not completely in control of his actions when all of this went down. Now, I get it. A lot of people are going to say, well, he still killed his kid. I completely understand that. But you also have to remember his brain was so bad that he was not in full control of himself.
Yeah, I just hate, I hate that it all happened to begin with, but
Yeah.
a lot of people don't give him credit for his ring performance because of you know how things end.
Well, I
Um,
will always give him, I will always acknowledge him as one of the greatest ever.
mhm.
I will not back down from that. Yeah, people want to say, oh, well, but you're celebrating a child murderer. No, I'm not. You can look at it however you want.
You got to be able to separate the two.
Yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of people can't do that.
No, a lot of people can't. They are incapable of doing that. And that's pretty sad. But um, let's get back to Great American Bash. There are two matches for Great American Bash. One is Obafemi versus Yoshiki Inamura. He is the he teams up with Josh Briggs in NXT, Japanese guy.
Mhm.
He has a mohawk. So when you look at him, you would think that he's not this athletic wrestler like most of them are, but when you watch him, oh, he's gonna make you a believer. So there's a match between those two for the NXT title, and then I was not aware of this until just now, but there is a tag match with Jordan Grace and the new Blake Monroe, who was Mariah May in AEW, taking on Fallon Henley and JC Jane in a tag match. So that must have just been created on Tuesday this past week.
I've got to start getting into NXT, but I stay so busy, man. I can't. It's hard enough to keep up what's going on Raw and SmackDown.
Now, It is. I try to keep up with it, but sometimes it's not that easy. So that's what we got, and that's all happening on the same week in 2 weeks. It's like, holy cow, how many two events in one day are we going to be getting now? 'Cause
Yeah.
this is going to be the third one this year. First at
Yeah.
WrestleMania with Stand and Deliver, and then they did Worlds Collide and Money in the Bank, and now we're getting Saturday night's main event with Great American Bash. It's like, holy cow, slow down, guys.
Well, as far as the next show, not to cut you off or anything, we're going to have to do something on the 6th of July, um, due to the fact of this weekend being done and before the next weekend.
So you work this Sunday?
I do work this Sunday.
Okay.
Um, we could do a pre-show maybe Wednesday, or we could do no, hold on. There, I
Well,
work
we,
on.
we gotta we gotta do a show before that triple whammy.
Let's do it on the
Not
6th.
champions.
Let's do it on the 6th.
Okay.
That'll be a week from Sunday. Unless we can, get in there somewhere and undo a pre-recorded sometime or another.
We tried that once before. It didn't quite work out.
No, we tried that the other night.
Yeah. So okay, yeah. Well, for now we'll plan on the 6th, and unless life dictates otherwise, because we both know it, shit happens sometimes.
Yeah, things happen. Just the way it is. You go with the flow and
Yeah.
dodge and weave and figure something else out.
And holy cow, we haven't even touched an hour yet.
Yeah, I know. It's cutting down. Well, here we got 2
Yeah.
minutes left for the hour. This could be one of the quickest shows we've ever done.
It might be the quickest show we've ever done.
Yeah, and we've had no interruptions. It's been smooth.
Yep. Okay, well, what do you say we go ahead and cut it so that we can actually say we had one show under an hour?
One show under an hour.
Ah,
We'll see y'all on the 6th. Hope y'all enjoy the show tomorrow. We'll catch y'all on the 6th.
and thank you guys so much for playing along with us. And we will see you next week. Have a good night. Have a good weekend. Enjoy the show.